2022, Dad, an incredible year. You've got some big and bold predictions for what's on the horizon in 2023. A year from now,
Yeah.
I want to do another video. I want to look back at your crystal ball,
Yes.
and I want to see if you were right. You've got 5 predictions for
Big,
what?
bold predictions heading into 2023.
All right, I'll give the quick overview of what we're going to talk about, and then we
Yes.
can dive into each of them. Number 1, Dad, you said new car inventories. You think they will continue to grow in the new year?
Yes.
You think used vehicle affordability will continue to keep sales volume down and decrease dealer profits. Tied to that is this idea that you think rising interest rates will also hurt vehicle affordability and keep consumer demand down. You think manufacturers, number 4, will bring back incentives. And number 5, you think cash is king. The number of deals that are cash deals in 2023 you think will, your words, not mine, quote, skyrocket.
And there's a sixth one.
Let's hear it.
The sixth one, we're going to do the sixth one first. Our Gift 150 and Gift 50 promos will end January 1st.
Yeah.
Mark my words.
Yeah, the coupon codes, the promo codes, we use Stripe, our payment processor. Yeah, it literally has the end date
Yes.
at like 1 a.m. on January 1st. So yeah, if you haven't used the promos, use the promos. But Dad, let's dig
Yes.
in to the meat and potatoes here. Your
Yes.
first prediction, you think new car inventories will continue to grow. Why do you think that will happen in 2023? And what does it mean?
Well, I believe new car inventories will continue to grow because we've seen that happening over the last 6, 7, 8 months.
Yep.
A year ago at this time, average new car inventories that were available on a monthly basis at new dealerships was around 900,000 vehicles. Then it jumped up a little bit to 1 million, 1.1 million. Last month it was 1.64 million. I believe because of easing supply chain issues and easing chip issues that we will continue to see those inventories grow. And my prediction is that on an average month moving forward, probably sometime within the first quarter of next year, average inventories available on a monthly basis, new car inventories will be somewhere between 2 million and 2.2 million vehicles.
All right, 2 million to 2.2. Another
Yes.
factor that's increasing inventories, folks are walking away from factory orders that are now finally starting to come to dealerships
Yes.
as well. And that ties in a little bit, Dad, with your second thought, which is affordability in general, but in particular, used car affordability. You think that used car affordability will continue to be an issue in 2023
Yes.
and will keep sales volumes down and will also force dealers to lower their gross profits. Explain this one a little bit, why you think that and what it means.
Well, because of interest rates and such, I think that the percentage of people that can actually afford to buy a pre-owned car in today's world is much smaller than what it had been.
Definitely.
So in order for used car dealers to compete price-wise, they're going to have to lower the prices of their vehicle, thus impacting the average gross profit per vehicle sold. Even though they will be lowering their prices, and we will probably see significant price declines across many subsections of used cars availability, there won't be enough demand to match those lower prices. So I think because of rising interest rates, and how high used car prices have been over the last 18 months to 24 months, that used car affordability will continue to impact sales volumes of pre-owned vehicles.
Yeah, and your number 3 is talking about increasing interest rates. So I
Yes.
would like to come back to number 2 a little bit and just
Yes.
say, in general, affordability is improving in terms of the actual transaction price of used cars. It's still terrible. Like, let's
Yes.
be very real, Dad. I mean, the fact that used car prices on the wholesale market this past year and the year before had gone up 50+%, okay, and have started to come back down on the wholesale market about 20%.
Yes.
Well, the retail side went up about 35 to 40%, and maybe it's down 5 to 10%.
Yes.
So the affordability issue is not entirely tied to financing and interest rates, although that is a major component of it.
Yes.
The affordability issue in 2023 that will force prices to come back down a little bit is also the fact that these vehicles are still very expensive relative to where they previously were pre-car shortage.
And the amount of people in the market is less than what it had been leading up to this.
So that's 2 and 3.
Yes.
And then you have number 4, Dad. You think manufacturers will bring back incentives. Help us explain why that might be.
Well, it relates to number 3 in many cases, and that is the rising interest rates.
Yeah.
That's making new cars less and less affordable. So manufacturers will probably bring back some incentives. My suspicion is that most of this incentives will be interest rate based incentives, not necessarily cash based incentives, to try and make these new cars become more affordable for more people. And I think some of these incentives will be pretty substantial as far as lower interest rates that we'll see being offered.
You'll see a video from us in the near future talking about a few vehicles that you should definitely avoid as new cars in the new year because their MSRPs have gone up so much. I think, Dad, you're hitting on something that's really important. The news cycle is going to be talking about how the federal funds rate, the Fed rate, is going to continue to increase next year.
Yes.
That's a news cycle that all of us are going to experience. And then I think the automakers, the manufacturers, are going to incentivize around interest rates because of that, and also because they want customers to get more comfortable with these increased MSRPs. Again, that video you'll see in a few days from us about the 10 cars to avoid because their MSRPs have gone up so much. That's going to happen across the board eventually. That the price of vehicles is simply going up. One way to get people more comfortable with those monthly payments, leverage the news cycle. They're just going to give APR incentives across the board. I completely agree with you. Dad, the fifth thing.
Yes.
And it's all tied together. This is super interesting. Cash is king. You think the number of cash deals in 2023 is going to skyrocket.
Yes, and there's a sixth.
But we did
prediction.
sixth at the beginning when we did the promo, so this is like the seventh.
Seventh that ties into this. And
Yes.
the reason I say cash is king, and the reason I think the percentage of transactions of being cash transactions going up is because, right now, pricing just appeals to the well-heeled client.
Definitely.
Well-heeled clients have money. They have cash on hand. And they are not going to be financing vehicles at the interest rates that are out there. So for them, it's going to make more sense to pay cash.
Yeah.
Now, the subset of this is that means that the average finance and insurance back-end profit that a dealership relies on is going to go down in 2023 as a result of that. F&I back ends today probably are pretty close to about $2,500.
Yeah, $2,000 to $3,000.
Okay, that's going to go down. I wouldn't be surprised if the number drops to $2,000, maybe $1,800 on average, because of the higher percentage of people that will be paying cash. And when people pay cash, it becomes harder to convince them to buy an extended warranty, or dent and dig repair, or tire and wheel,
or gap insurance.
I'm
just kidding. You don't need gap insurance if you.
So I think the cash is king is a twofold prediction.
Yeah, it's super interesting. I'll be curious. Leave in the comments down below. What are your 2023 predictions? We would love to read them. And Pops, I just want to thank you. What an incredible year that we've had together. The team behind the scenes, we've had just such a blast. Truly, the amount of progress we've made this year. Thanks to everyone who's been a part of our community, watched the videos, joined us back on the website. I'm just feeling humbled and appreciative right now as we wrap up 2022 and head into what should be an exciting 2023.
One would hope.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you.